Welcome everyone to the 2019 reviewer tutorial titled Frequently Asked Questions. My name is Jean Thompson and I'm on the Program Review Committee for the 2019 conference. If you have any additional questions after this short tutorial, please email the conference manager, Allison Polinsky, at events@CACUSS. Before we begin, we want to acknowledge that we are viewing this recording on traditional territories of Indigenous peoples of Turtle Island, and we want to recognize their contributions to this place and express our gratitude for our ability to come together and learn today. A warm welcome to everyone viewing this from across Canada. We are very grateful for your support and contributions in peer reviewing conference proposals this year and for being a part of our process. First off, we have a question about the number of presenters. Do things like the number of presenters matter? Well, the more might be merrier at CACUSS. That isn't necessarily true for presenters. We do not need to assess the number of collaborators on your presentations or projects. Equally, you do not need to penalize anyone for having lots of presenters. We want to clarify a point about session titles. Should presentation titles match the theme? You do not need to award points for this. Sessions are not assessed on this criteria. Session titles should convey as much information as possible about the content that is being presented. Does a presenter's availability impact their score? As a reviewer, you do not need to be concerned about the availability of the presenters. That will be worked out by the conference organizers, so do not worry about assessing this part. You might ask, should I assess a presenter's accessibility accommodations? Things like whether they're including large font handouts or describing the slides to create an inclusive presentation. In fact, upon submission, presenters are prompted to commit to creating an inclusive presentation, but only successful presentations receive guidance and additional tutorials in the spring regarding their session inclusivity. While a very important factor for presentations, as a reviewer, you will not assess this part of their submission. Should I assess any submissions differently? Regardless of how many proposals were received for certain session lengths, you do not need to assess any submission differently. All will be reviewed using the same rubric out of a score of 80. That said, the only exceptions are big ideas, campfire sessions, or storytelling sessions that are scored out of 75, as part of the evidence category does not apply to these session types. If I finish too early, will I be asked to review more? We will not ask you to do more. We promise. First of all, though, congratulations on being ahead of the game. We're so grateful for the time you took early to ensure you finish your reviews on time. We promise we won't pick on you, but if you do have time to complete additional reviews, please email Allison at events@caucus.ca. If a program proposal is rejected, will it be recommended in a different session format? For example, if a 60-minute session is not accepted, could we recommend it as a poster submission? Submissions will not be recommended for alternate formats, meaning a 60-minute session will be accepted or rejected as a 60-minute session. So you might be thinking, I received a submission, but I'm not sure I'm the best person to review the content. What should I do? Should I be reassigned? If you're intimately familiar with the project being proposed, you might feel more comfortable being reassigned. Feel free to email events@caucus.ca. If you are very familiar with the submitters, you might be more comfortable being reassigned. Feel free to email events@caucus.ca. If you are not at all familiar with the content area, you might be more comfortable being reassigned. Feel free to email events@caucus.ca. We hope that this has helped you become more familiar with common misconceptions about what should be assessed and that you feel confident conducting your reviews. Please stay up to date on all of the latest CACUSS news by following us on Instagram at CACUSS Photos and on Twitter at CACUSS Tweets. And continue to follow the hashtag CACUSS19. We can't wait to see you in Calgary in June, and thank you all so much for your time and hard work.